Have you ever heard of ancient stone discs that some believe hold the secrets of extraterrestrial contact, dating back over 12,000 years? Hidden in the remote mountains of Tibet, these mysterious artifacts have baffled researchers for decades. This is the story of the Dropa Stones. The tale begins in 1938, when a Chinese archaeologist named Dr. Chi Pu-te led an expedition into the isolated Bayan Kara Ula mountain range, near the Tibetan border. While exploring a series of ancient caves high in the mountains, his team uncovered rows of tombs containing the skeletal remains of a strange, small-statured people with unusually large skulls. These skeletal remains were unlike anything the team had seen before. They measured barely 4 feet tall, and their craniums were disproportionately large, suggesting a species very different from modern humans. But that wasn't even the strangest part. Inside these caves, the team discovered something even more bizarre: hundreds of round stone discs, each about 9 inches in diameter, with a perfectly round hole in the center. But it was the surface of these stones that caught their attention. Spiraling out from the center hole were tiny, almost microscopic grooves etched into the stone, as if the discs were some sort of ancient phonograph records. Upon closer inspection, the grooves turned out to be an ancient form of writing, one that was unlike any script known to linguists or historians. For 2 decades, the discs sat in storage, undeciphered and largely forgotten. Until the 1960s, when a professor named Tsum Nui from the Beijing Academy of Sciences began studying them. According to reports, Professor Sum eventually managed to decode the inscriptions, and what he found was, honestly, nothing short of astonishing. The messages allegedly told the story of a spacefaring people, called the Dropa, who crash-landed on Earth thousands of years ago. Trapped on the planet and unable to return home, they took refuge in the mountains and tried to peacefully coexist with the local inhabitants. The script described the arrival of the Dropa spacecraft, their initial misunderstanding with the native tribes, and their eventual assimilation. It painted a picture of ancient astronauts marooned on Earth long before any known civilization. But when Professor Tsum Nui published his findings in a scientific journal, he was met with ridicule and backlash. His work was discredited, and he was forced to resign from the academy. He disappeared from the public eye shortly afterward, and, many of the Dropa Stones vanished from museums and archives. So, were the Dropa Stones simply an elaborate hoax, or is there something deeper, something more profound hiding in the mountains of Tibet? Skeptics argue there's no reliable documentation to prove the existence of Professor Sum, or even the discovery itself. Some researchers suggest that the story was invented by UFO enthusiasts during the 1960s, feeding into the growing fascination with ancient aliens. Yet others point to similar legends among Tibetan tribes, stories of star beings who came from the skies and lived among humans. And what about the strange, skeletal remains reportedly found in those tombs? If they were real, where are they now? Over the years, various expeditions have tried to locate the original site of the caves, but the exact location has never been publicly confirmed. Even photos of the stones are rare and, honestly, often disputed. Some people claim to have seen discs in museums before they were quietly removed, while others believe the entire story is just a myth. But here's something to consider. What if even a part of it is true? What if, in some ancient era, a group of extraterrestrial travelers did land on Earth, leaving behind cryptic messages on stone discs, in hopes that one day, we'd be advanced enough to understand them? We may never know the full truth, but the Dropa Stones continue to spark curiosity, debate, and wonder. Whether they're genuine relics of alien contact or the product of human imagination, they remind us how much of our past remains unknown. And honestly, how many mysteries may still be hidden in the most remote corners of our world. So the next time you hear someone talk about ancient aliens, remember the Dropa Stones, a tale too strange to believe, yet too compelling to ignore. Could the truth really be out there, etched into stone, just waiting to be rediscovered? This is Old Topic, and this was the mystery of the Dropa Stones.